we have found that quite a few species are at risk of extinction. And with this risk, what we're talking about is an animal species disappearing forever. And many of these are important pollinators of native plant and agricultural crops. So, for example, the rusty patch bumblebee was previously quite common in the 70s and 80s and hasn't been seen in Canada since 2009. It has become such an important environmental issue. We've seen international recognition of the importance of conserving bees. We've seen many other countries develop and implement pollinator protection policies, including our neighbors to the south, the US, which have incorporated pollinator protection into their US Farm Bill. And that has allowed for a lot of resources to go into creating habitat and other kinds of protections for at-risk bees.
The federal government is needed to help standardize and coordinate some national efforts to set targets and to monitor progress toward those targets, and also to provide financial resources and other support to provinces along the way. So experts evaluated over 80 conservation solutions that were suggested by their peers, and the vast majority of them were highly supported. Some of the most supported and feasible solutions were related to eliminating the use of pesticides for cosmetic reasons, like having a nice green lawn, for example. Also, experts wanted to see more financial support and guidance for agricultural communities as they strive to reduce their pesticide use, and also to help growers increase their market access to seeds that aren't treated with pesticides. Experts also want better tracking, management, and disease screening for managed pollinators, so they're less likely to be spreading diseases to wild populations. And protecting habitat was also really important, especially in the way of creating habitat corridors. So corridors that would connect fragments of habitat to ensure that pollinators can move easily between them for the purposes of foraging, overwintering, and breeding.
Our native pollinator species, our native bees, are adapted to our weather conditions. They know how to tolerate winters. The European honeybee doesn't, which is why you often hear a lot about overwintering loss, because they stay awake over the winter, whereas all of our native bees sleep over the winter. So it is really important for us to shift the focus away from the industry and this one managed species and start thinking about what we can do to conserve our native bee communities and the resilience that they will bring to our ecosystems and our agricultural systems.